Hello and welcome back to the second part of the analysis for Antony Waste. In the first part, we discussed a lot about the business, the quality of the business, some of the things that are there, the tailwinds of the business. In the second part, I'll be briefly going through the con call notes. So the Q3 FY24 con call notes to just get an idea into what the management is thinking. What are some of the strategic initiatives that they have taken? What are some of the changes to the dividend policy that they have made? I'm laying these facts out to basically think of it as like trying to connect the dots. So I'm laying out the dots, and you can utilize those dots to connect it and make a probabilistic assumption of how things will move ahead for the business. Um, since it's a business, there's no certainty, but we need to be able to define probabilities so that we can accordingly place it in our portfolios if we wish to, and allocate if we have sufficient confidence and allocate accordingly. So let's jump right in. For the first analysis, people who have joined for the second analysis right away, I'll be leaving the link in the description below for the first part so that you can have a look at it and then come back to the second part and have a holistic picture about the business. So for the financial performance, the management did mention that the core operating revenue for the business for Q3 FY 2024 was 193 crores, which was a 22% year-on-year growth. The management has earlier guided that the business should grow at 20-25% CAGR. So a year-on-year jump of 21% pretty much coincides with what the management guidance has been. The management is also guiding for the next 5 years, the growth should be in the range of 20-25%, which is quite impressive. The EBITDA margins, which is the earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, margins have improved by 690 basis points to 22.3% in Q3 FY 2024. So that's a great sign that the EBITDA margins are expanding. The weighted cost of debt currently stands at 8.8%. I do remember that when I started analyzing the business in 2020, the weighted average cost of debt was around 12%, over 12%, and I was kind of skeptical as to why such a high weighted average cost of debt. And as the business has progressed and as the credit rating agencies have placed more faith in the credit worthiness of the company, they have improved the credit ratings, and hence the weighted average cost of debt has reduced. The business, as I mentioned, is again expecting sustainable 20-25% CAGR rate in core operating revenue. So they managed close to 1 million tons of waste in Q3 of FY 2024, which was a 13% year-on-year increase. Waste processing business managed close to 0.7 million tons, a 9% increase over the previous year. The business is trying to move more into the processing part rather than the collection and transportation, because the business believes that the margins are higher in the processing, and also the collection and transportation has less moat compared to the processing. So once you move up the value chain and you do start doing things like car scrapping and tire recycling and those kind of things, so there's more value and there's more moat that you can build around the business and stay ahead of your competitors. And that's what the management believes. The management believes that it's better to move more into processing rather than collection and transportation. In terms of power sales, so what the business has done is it is managing close to 1,000 tons of waste in Pimpri Chinchwada municipal corporation, and it is lighting up house bulbs for 12,000 households. So that is a great sign for the business that the waste to energy business is also picking up, and they are now beginning to sell electricity out of the garbage that they are processing. Yeah. So the company is also looking at a dividend policy. Earlier, the business was generating cash flow, even though the debt was increasing at a particular rate, but they were able to manage the interest for the debt through their internal accruals and through the profitability that they were generating. So now the management believes that it's time to give back to the shareholders in terms of dividends, and hence they're mulling for a dividend in creating a dividend policy. Um, the business, as I mentioned, is expecting a growth in core operating revenue by 20%, 20 to 24% in FY 2025, as well as um, in the future for the next 5 years. So the order book stands at close to 8,000 crores. So if you look at the revenue, then it's standing at around 867 crore for the trailing 12 months. So the outstanding order book, which is more like an annuity business, because it's a long duration contract, so there's revenue visibility there, and there is 10 times worth of revenue in order book that is remaining. I hope you like this video. If you have any comments on the analysis on the business of Antony Waste, please do mention it in the comments below. Also do mention in the comments below any other business that you want me to look at, or any part of the business that you want me to dive deeper into, so that I can present it in my next analysis. Thank you so much.